from struggle to stardom. You know that feeling when you watch someone on screen and think, yeah, they were definitely born to do this. Like they just waltzed out of the womb with a SAG card and a killer headshot. Well, buckle up, because Jenna Ortega's story is nothing like that. Sure, today she's the face that launched 1,000 Wednesday Addams memes. She's the actress who made us all want to learn that creepy dance at prom. But rewind a decade or so, and you'll find a 9-year-old girl getting rejected at auditions. A lot. Like a concerning amount. This is the story of how a kid from Coachella Valley who couldn't even drive herself to auditions somehow rewrote the rules of Hollywood. And trust me, it's way more interesting than just another tale of overnight success. Because spoiler alert, there was no overnight. Just a whole lot of days, an incredibly supportive mom, and one ridiculously determined kid. The beginning. Let's set the scene. It's 2012. Gangnam Style is dominating the airwaves. Everyone's doing that invisible horse dance. And in the Coachella Valley, a family is about to make a decision that will change everything. Jenna Marie Ortega was born in 2002, the fourth of 6 children. Yes, 6. Her parents weren't in the entertainment industry. They were regular folks trying to raise a small army of kids in Southern California. And one of those kids, she had this thing, this spark. At age 6, Jenna told her mom she wanted to be an actress. Now, a lot of 6-year-olds want to be actresses, or astronauts, or dinosaurs. Most parents nod, smile, and figure it'll pass. Jenna's mom actually listened. But here's where it gets interesting. They didn't live in Los Angeles. They lived hours away. Jenna's mom didn't have connections in Hollywood. She didn't have an agent on speed dial. What she did have was a computer, some determination, and apparently the patience of a saint. Because for 3 years, Jenna's mom submitted her for roles. Just cold submissions, digital messages sent into the void of casting directors' inboxes. Imagine doing that for 3 years. 3 years of clicking submit and hearing nothing back. Then finally, at age 9, something shifted. Jenna started getting auditions, not roles, just auditions, which meant her mom was now driving her from the Coachella Valley to Los Angeles for meetings where Jenna would perform for a few minutes and then not get the part. Over and over and over. Jenna would later recall going to hundreds of auditions during this period. Hundreds. That's not an exaggeration. That's months and months of driving, waiting, performing, hoping, and walking away empty-handed. Most kids would have quit. Most parents would have said, "Okay, sweetie, maybe soccer instead." But not these two. The break. Here's the thing about Hollywood that nobody tells you. It's not just about talent. It's about timing, luck, and showing up so many times that eventually someone notices you're still standing. Jenna's first real break came in 2012. She was 10 years old. The role? A small part in an episode of Rob. If you don't remember Rob, don't worry, most people don't. It lasted 1 season. But for Jenna, it was everything, because it meant someone finally said yes. Then came more tiny roles, a guest spot on CSI New York, a small part in Days of Our Lives. These weren't glamorous, they weren't lead roles. They were the kind of parts where your character might not even get a name, just girl in hallway or student number 3. But Jenna treated every single one like it mattered, because to her, it did. In 2013, she landed a role that would actually stick around a bit, young Jane on Jane the Virgin. Now this was different. This was a critically acclaimed show. This was a place where she could show her range, even in small doses. And people started noticing that this kid, this young actress popping up in scenes, had something special. The real turning point, though, stuck in the middle. From 2016 to 2018, Jenna played Harley Diaz, the middle child in a family of 7 kids on this Disney Channel show. And suddenly, she wasn't just appearing on screen for 5 minutes, she was the lead. She was carrying episodes. She was becoming someone that young viewers recognized and loved. But here's what makes Jenna different. Even while working on Stuck in the Middle, she was already thinking bigger. She wasn't content to just be a child star and call it a day. She was watching, learning, and planning her next move. The risk. So picture this. You're a teenager, you've got a steady job on a popular kids show, you're making money, you're recognized at the mall. Life is pretty good, right? Most young actors would ride that wave as long as possible, build up the savings account, enjoy the stability. Jenna looked at that comfortable path and said, nah. While still working on Stuck in the Middle, she started taking on darker, more complex roles. And we're not talking slightly darker. We're talking the babysitter killer queen kind of darker. Horror films, psychological thrillers, roles that made Disney Channel executives probably sweat a little. She absolutely crushed it. Then came Scream in 2022, the 5th installment of the franchise, and Jenna wasn't just in it, she opened the film. If you know anything about the Scream movies, you know that opening scene is iconic. It sets the tone. It's pressure. Jenna delivered one of the most memorable opening sequences in the franchise's history, and suddenly Hollywood wasn't just noticing her, they were paying attention. But even with all of this, nothing could have prepared anyone for what came next. Wednesday. So let's talk about Wednesday Addams. This character has been around since the 1930s. She's been in cartoons, movies, TV shows. She's been played by talented actresses who made the role iconic. So when Netflix announced they were making a new series centered on her, the internet did what the internet does. It had opinions. And when they announced that Jenna Ortega would be playing her, the opinions got louder. Could a young actress who'd spent years on Disney Channel really capture the delightfully morbid essence of Wednesday Addams? Could she handle the pressure of leading a Tim Burton series? Could she make us forget every other version of this character we'd seen? The answer arrived in November 2022, and it was a resounding yes. Wednesday didn't just succeed, it exploded. It became one of Netflix's most watched series. That dance scene, it became a cultural phenomenon. People were learning it, recreating it, posting it. The show was everywhere. But here's what made Jenna's performance remarkable. She didn't just play Wednesday, she became her. The deadpan delivery, the physicality, the emotional depth hidden beneath layers of sarcasm and darkness. She brought vulnerability to a character who's famous for being invulnerable. And get this, Jenna didn't just act in the show, she advocated for her character. There were reportedly moments where she pushed back on scripts, suggesting changes that felt more authentic to Wednesday's voice. That's not ego, that's ownership. That's an actress who understands her character so deeply that she can protect her. At 21 years old, she wasn't just starring in a hit show, she was shaping it. So what did Jenna Ortega actually change? On the surface, she's just another successful actress, but look closer and you'll see something different. She changed the game by refusing to let anyone put her in a box. Disney star? Sure. Horror actress? Absolutely. Dramatic performer? Why not? She showed that you can be all of these things, that transformation isn't betrayal, it's growth. She changed the game by being vocal about representation, about the importance of authentic storytelling, about pushing for roles that reflect the world as it actually is, not as Hollywood imagines. She changed the game by being unapologetically herself in an industry that constantly asks people to be something else. She speaks her mind, she advocates for what she believes in, she doesn't perform gratitude for opportunities she earned through years of rejection and persistence. But maybe most importantly, she changed the game by showing every kid sitting in the back of their parents' car, driving to another audition they probably won't book, that the struggle isn't wasted, time is building. Every no is just practice for the eventual yes. Because Jenna Ortega didn't skip any steps. She walked through every single door that opened, no matter how small. She learned from every role, no matter how brief. She treated every opportunity like it was the only one she'd get. And when her moment finally came, she was ready. That's not luck. That's not overnight success. That's just what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and you've been preparing since you were 9 years old. So yeah, Jenna Ortega changed the game, but really, she just played it better than almost anyone else. From Coachella Valley to Wednesday Addams, from hundreds of rejections to leading one of Netflix's biggest shows. Not bad for a kid who just really, really wanted to act. The game's different now, and we're all better for it. Subscribe for more stories of people who refuse to quit.